Hey everybody, this is Keith Gleason from Indie Comics Relay, and I'm back with another Mighty Mascots Origins video. Before we get into that, I wanted to let you guys know that Mighty Mascots issue 7, 8, and 9 is now live as a pre-launch on Indiegogo. We're looking to do the next campaign sometime in July. This is great. This will be for the next 3 issues of Mighty Mascots. You sign up now, you get a free sticker when we launch, and then you also get a sticker if you do buy something with the campaign. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a die cut of Sea Rat, which I think would be a cool looking sticker. We had some great indie variant covers for this campaign. This is the first one I've gotten in from Steve Mardo. Freaking fantastic, looks great. There'll be 3 variant covers. We're going to also have a Honey Flakes eye patch, which I think will be kind of fun. And then you can see these are some of the new characters making their first appearance in the next 3 issues. So it's going to be fun. Issue 7's a standalone, and then 8 and 9 are going to be a 2-parter. So it's going to be a nice little setup as we start getting into other stuff in the mascot verse, Another thing I want to point out to you guys on my website, on the Mighty Mascots website, which is heroenvy.com. If you go to the website now, you can sign up for our newsletter. We're going to probably be sending a newsletter out once a month. It'll be news on Mighty Mascots and Plastic City Comic-Con, which is my other thing that I run. I do a Comic-Con up here in central Massachusetts. So you can grab the newsletter from this site or for plasticcitycomiccon.com and just see what's going on with both of those things. All right, so let's get back into this video. So this is an origins video of my characters, Mighty Mascots. The last one I left off on was Smack, who is the leader of the 3 robot brothers. So I figured I would go into the next character, which would be Whack, the second of the 3 robot characters. So let me share. I wanted to share with you guys my original emails with Frankie B. Washington, who was the original artist on Mighty Mascots before Alterna picked it up. Frankie did the designs of all their characters, and then also we had started 2 8-page stories that we were going to just put as part of an anthology that I was going to self-publish, and I was just going to keep going. So we had done 2 8-page stories, and then Alterna picked it up, and then that's when the artist changed. Frankie was I forget what happened. And Frankie was either too busy to take it on, or we didn't know. I forget what happened there, but so Ian stepped up and has now been the regular artist on the series ever since. But I definitely want to bring Frankie back in at some point for a cover or something like that. I think it'd be cool. He's done some great work with the characters of the years. And if you see him on the Alterna auction, he often does a lot of Mighty Mascots artwork, which is awesome. So let me show you this. This is the first email. Let me bring this up. I had cut and pasted it out of the original email when me and Frankie were actually talking about, the designs, and I kind of gave him my idea of what I was thinking. So the robots, they kind of evolved. They first started off when I was first conceiving them. I didn't really give them much personality or really think them through. I often saw them in the beginning as they're just machines. Like they were backup for the Mighty Mascots. They were kind of like the B team. They were kind of like the robot, the mindless robots that you kind of send in to battle, and as the series evolved, they became more than that, which is great because I think they're all great characters. So here's what I wrote originally. I told Frankie to think of the Rice Krispie guys, 3 robots, bruisers who like to fight. Each one should have a unique weapon or skill. Not sure what those are. Maybe you can throw me some ideas. They can also combine into one big robot to unlock more weapons and powers. Instead of a giant sword, it should be a giant wrench. And then I had figured out the cereal that you're part of, which is Bionic Bites with gear shaped marshmallows, which sounds like that could exist if you're thinking about making a cereal. And I think later on this changed from actually BYTES and to make it more like robotic. And the tagline for the cereal was vitamins, minerals, and taste combined for ultimate satisfaction, which kind of just feeds into the whole giant robot formula. Um, it looks like the only thing that kind of uh, survived this original interpretation is the giant wrench that Mega Crunch has, sort of like the Voltron sword or whatever, Um, I also have this from Frankie when he, sent me back his designs. For some reason, he called them Wham, but I knew what he meant. So, Wham will function as the right fist and forearm, similar to Smack. Wham has a grenade launcher to fire off explosive missiles or bombs. So, I think the original idea for Whack, outside of not really having a personality was I thought like with a name like Whack, he should be like nuts, like a nutty kind of robot that's like not got all his nuts and bolts. So like a whack job, so like that's what I thought originally when I was conceiving it. Beyond just them being bruisers and things like that. And Frankie kind of made them all kind of like they were all robots, but they all had, like he was treating it more like a giant robot thing where they all had different weapons and different things like that. And I kind of like that, but I'm looking at it more on the writer's side, so trying to figure out what after the fact what kind of personalities they would have. I think when it came to Whack, I started thinking of him more like an actual computer. Like he's so computer like that he doesn't even speak in English. Like it's all binary code. He speaks in binary, basically ones and zeros, and then like the other robots often just interpret what he's saying. And I treated him more like like if you need directions somewhere, he's got his internal GPS. He's also like, got, he can explain things to you. He can, any kind of data you need or tech kind of stuff. That's where Whack came in. So I started thinking of him more like that way, like more technology based, more, it just, I thought it would be kind of fun. Like when he talks, it is as in a comic book, you could just show the binary code there and, and basically just write it in like a kind of like a robotic font. So that's where that kind of came from. And I like that personality aspect of him where he just throws in a one-liner here and there, or just tells them what they need to do. A little known secret too is if you read the Mighty Mascots comics, whenever Whack is actually talking in binary, if you actually cut and paste that into a binary translator, it actually says a word. So I'm actually like I'm actually putting that little Easter egg in there, just trying to let you know that he actually is saying stuff. So that's where all that came from. So I'll show you guys this. This was the original design from Frankie of Whack. Very fun looking face. Floats, all that kind of stuff. And I look at this description and it's nothing like the character now. This is the original description. Whack is one of 3 robot brothers that were part of the Bionic Bites cereal commercials. Whack can generate force field projections, a hatchet hand, welding fingers, and his patented swarm of mini drones. He is a builder and destroyer, much like his name. He is a whack job. He also functions as the right fist and forearm of the giant robot Mega Crunch. So almost all of that has changed. He's more of a bit player, more of a a tech support kind of thing. I do think he has some of these powers still, like the force field projections. And he definitely has the mini drones, which we haven't seen, which I may pull out in a future issue. But right now, he's been more of like a support character, like whenever they need to figure something out, find something, look up the internet, look something up on the internet, he's there. So that's sort of what I envision him as now, and that might change over years, because characters evolve and things like that. But here's the original pencil designs of even this. Frankie called him Wham, but then down here it says Smack Whack and Boom. So I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he's a big Wham fan. I don't know. Or Whammo. Remember the old toys Whammo? But yeah, I really like these pencil drawings he sent me. I've shown this before with different different characters as we go through it, and then also this is Ian's take on Whack, which is very similar, I think, to how Frankie drew him. It just looks like he has, yeah, very similar. There's not much difference. I think Ian's version's a little more, like this part's a little higher, like it stands out a little more. It's a little more square, I think, in Ian's version, but they're very similar takes. He's got a more serious face too, I think. Also, I wanted to share this, which I think is fantastic. I don't remember what Frankie drew this for. I don't know if this was for an Alterna auction or if this was just him doing a poster of the characters. But it's so cool. Like, I like that he used to draw Mondo with this big head too. It's great. It has them all here, and it is Whack and Smack ready to combine to do something, I think, against these giant robots. So this was a giant robot. This robot and this one were three robots that we never got to use. We had designed them for the 8-page stories I was talking about, but we never got to put them into action. And then here's his version of Baneful in the background. Great stuff. There's that. I don't know what he did with this. I don't know if this was an auction piece or what, but freaking fantastic. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. This is a panel from issue 1 where the robots first make their dramatic appearance, coming out of the sky and landing, to help take out the Tartar creeps and Muckmouth. So yeah, this great stuff. They all look ready for battle, that kind of thing. So yeah, so Whack just as a fun character to write as a bit player, kind of like the way Boxer Bear is. He's just grunts and growls, but what he's trying to say a little bit, and that's sort of how we treat Whack. It's kind of like the same thing. And like I said, he may evolve over time, but right now I like his. I like what he is on the team. This tech support guy. You need that. Whenever the team needs information, they go right to Whack. So. But all right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me for another episode of Origins videos. I'll probably do the next one, soon, in the next month or so, which would be the final character, Boom. And then I'm thinking, like, for Mighty Mascots Origins, I might get into some of the villains. So the villains are always fun to talk about, right? Where they come from, and what's the inspiration there. So yeah, so I think that's what we'll end up doing with future videos. And like I said, if you like Mighty Mascots and you have some ideas or stuff you want to hear me talk about, definitely let me know. I think that would be great. Just picking the comic apart and telling you different aspects of it and what we were thinking. All right, so thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Indie Comics Relay Origins, Mighty Mascots Origins. like, subscribe, share if you think anybody would appreciate this. If you know any Mighty Mascots fans out there that would like these videos, definitely tell them about it. But all right, we will wrap this up, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great week, and read some comics. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, have a good one. Bye.